Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your money and career reading for you. Now, whenever this reading finds you is the exact moment that Spirit wants you to hear it, so just be aware of that. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below, also for mediumship readings. So check that out if you are interested. And if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. Oh, I've also launched a Patreon. So if you're interested in that, it's also linked in the description box below, and go check it out. All right, now let's see what Spirit has to say, Virgo. We do have the Ace of Wands coming forward, angels and spirit guides. We have the Nine of Wands as the challenge, angels and spirit guides. Oh, the Sun at the root. I love that for you, Virgo. The Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Devil, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Seven of Wands and the Page of Wands. I really like this reading. I do. You have a lot of pentacles here, which is always nice in a money and career reading. You have the wands coming forward. There is a bit of, there's a bit of stress around career. Okay, so just being mindful of that, being aware of that is going to be super important. We can see that with the Nine of Wands. We can see that with the Seven of Wands, that there's something that you are fighting against, that there is some sort of struggle, hurt, pain, disappointment that you have been experiencing that has really gotten to you. So being aware of that here and just kind of like holding space for it, acknowledging it and not saying, well, stiff upper lip, keep on going forward. You keep on going forward, right? But you are kind to yourself. You say, wow, that was harsh. That was intense. So at the heart of everything is the Nine of Wands, and not the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands. This is God's source spirit. However you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of passion, creativity. This is the fire that gets you out of bed in the morning, Virgo. And you definitely take this gift and you definitely utilize this gift. But here at the heart of you, there is a sense of new passions coming forward, of new ideas coming forward. Why? Because you're burnt out. You are burnt out. With the Nine of Wands, it's that you've been trying so hard. You've been doing so much. You've been putting so much forward. And it still feels like battle after battle. It still feels like hardship after hardship. It almost feels like, I'm screaming out into the void. Why even bother? So being aware of this is just super important during this time. And as you are aware of this, as you are seeing this within yourself, you're seeing you be able to move forward to what you want, because you're looking at things and saying, okay, I'm going to have to change this. I can't keep it the same. That's just not right for me. And that's going to be really important here. And that's going to be really empowering. But the challenge is, how do I stop fighting? Like, how do I break out of the chaos? Well, it leads you to the Sun. It's saying, Virgo, you have such beautiful talents that you need to embrace. You need to embrace being powerfully you. Walk kindly on this earth, do no harm, embrace gentleness, kindness, compassion, things that I firmly believe our world is just in deep need of and seems to be, for some reason or another, just like, lacking a lot. There's tremendous kindness, but people have realized that chaos and rage really does sell better. And so here, if you're part of this channel, if you're part of this family, it's going against that grain. It is saying, okay, it won't be as popular. That's fine. But I'm embracing a love and compassion for my life, for this earth, for the people on it, that is extraordinary. And when it comes to money and career, you might say, well, those two things are at odds with each other. And changing that energy vibration, changing that which has kind of become the reality. These two things can't come together. That's going to be really important here, because it's like, these are my talents. This is my joy. This is my happiness. This is my brilliance. I am not hiding myself away anymore. I let me shine. And it moves you to the Queen of Pentacles. So Virgo, you are represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana, and you have Taurus and Capricorn coming forward, which are both also earth sign energy. So this time is very grounding for you. Whenever this reading finds you, it's like, oh, this is it. This is powerful. This is insight. This is what I've been looking for. But you've also been nurturing and building the prosperity, the success, and the bounty that you want or that you've been dreaming of. Leading in love is going to be very important for you. Leading in compassion is going to be everything. You're seeing yourself step forward into more. And the Queen of Pentacles is very much the sense of you have to see yourself as prosperous. She very much embodies dress for success, embrace your prosperity, embrace what it is that you desire within yourself, and move forward in that. Nurture what it is that is the most important to you. The King, they build, they conquer, they take, they achieve more, they push out more, and that's great, right? They take over land, they build. The Queen says, how do I make what I have into prosperity? And that's what you're stepping into here. That's what you've been stepping into. The Queen of Pentacles is this energy of I'm stepping into this prosperity, I'm stepping into this wealth, I'm stepping into this bounty. I am nurturing it with my heart, with my soul. I'm remembering the humanity of it all as I move forward. And it moves you then to the Hierophant. The Hierophant is Taurus energy. Time frame is April 20th to May 20th. And here it is the strength that is crowning you. It is the fact that you're not going to go with the grain of everybody else. You're kind of going against the grain, Virgo. And as you go against the grain, you step into your power, you step into what you want, you step into what you're seeing for yourself, and you're stepping into the way that you need to move forward for you. The Hierophant is also this sense of these are my skills, these are my talents. There's something here that's saying do not deny yourself who it is that you are, because you think to be successful, you have to be more like somebody else. Now it is really saying, even if other people are telling you, oh, you're not doing it the same way as everybody else, you should do it like this. That can be great for them. That's not your way. So don't change things because people are telling you, oh, you should do it or somebody says, not people, like sometimes we need to change, sometimes we need to evolve, right? And having an open mind and looking at things and saying, oh, okay, I get this. That's important. But if somebody says to you that you really respect and you really love that you're doing it wrong because you're not doing it like them, you have to respectfully decline that knowledge because you're not doing it like them does not mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing it your way. And this person can also be an earth sign energy and just very stubborn and set in their way. So being aware of that is going to be super important because it is Taurus energy. This person kind of has that teacher, authority role. It's also very kind of like fatherly energy to them. So being aware of that is super important. They kind of speak, they say it to you straight. Like that's their thing. They're like, I'm a straight shooter type of thing. And here you are getting certain knowledge that, your strength, you're getting knowledge that is helpful, right? Maybe to be more marketable, maybe to connect with others. That's great. But also your strength is you. And you cannot change who you quintessentially are. And that's going to be really important in your work, in your career, whatever you are building during this time. It is really stepping into your power of you. You might need people who are really good at the other things, right? Who have more of have talents in different areas. That's cool. That's fine. But embracing your talents and seeing yourself, Virgo, is super important because you're putting in the hard work. You're putting in the hard work, the time, the effort. If you do not love it, if it is not right for you, why would you do it hours and hours and hours every single day? So being aware of that is going to be very important. Now, if your manager is saying, okay, you have to do it this way, and you're sitting there and you're like, I can't, like that's not the way I do things. Listening to them is going to be important, but also taking what they want and incorporating who you are, that is also going to be important. It makes you shine. Okay, there's something about you here, Virgo, that's like embrace your talents. Stop trying to mold into what you think you should be or what others are saying, oh, well, these people are successful, that's what you should be, because they're still trying to mold you off of somebody else, and that's just not right for you. Especially if you're starting your own business, especially if you're going after something that's really important to you, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, be you. Okay, that's going to be really important. With the Eight of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance is coming in. There's a sense of spreading your wings, letting yourself fly forward, letting yourself embrace your voice, shoulders back, take up space. That's going to be important. There's also a litheness of the cat. Right here, I don't know if you can see the robins and the black and white cat there, but there is the sense with the Eight of Pentacles. This is what I'm working for. This is what I'm working towards. And it's focusing on the details of things, but don't get caught up in the details because you still need to produce. You still need to kind of like keep things going. So you can get very detail oriented during this time, Virgo, which, is great. That will help you. You're going to find that you're looking at things and you're trying to like really make it beautiful, and that's important. Like whatever you're doing, whether it's working with numbers or whether it's something more creative, you're making it beautiful in your own way. You're bringing that talent forward, and that's going to be really important here, to embrace your talent, to embrace your power, your intensity. That is it, because the hard work, you go from the 8 of Pentacles and you go to the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is prosperity and success. You have that progression. It's like your hard work, the cultivating of those seeds leads to a prosperous harvest. And it also leads to the soulmate connection of like, this is what I'm building for me. This is what I want. And this is how I'm moving forward. You will have very grounded people in your life, but you will be up against people who innately think they're right, okay, can be very stubborn, very hard-headed. If you just listen to me, everything would go your way. You do listen to them, doesn't always go the way that you had wanted it to. So do be aware that your root is the sun. It is your own talent. It is your own prosperity. It is your own bounty. Okay. You'll find that the strength, the person, they're represented by strength, right? The Taurus energy, very stubborn, very, very stubborn. Capricorn energy can be just as stubborn, but it can also get really rather obsessive certain ways, like certain things that they're just chained to. It has to be just like this. So being aware of that during this time is important here, because you are embracing your own path. You're following your own way forward. You are looking at your prosperity, your success. Be very mindful of your money during the time. So looking at things and not being as extravagant as this is, as this connection is with spirit is coming forward, is the holiday season. So we can find, but like during the holiday season, we can want to be really, really generous. And we can find that in many different times in our lives, around birthdays, around, any sort of celebration, but also the sense of like, I've earned it. I've worked so hard. I get to celebrate. But celebrating now is going to be the sense of saving and building, the sense of growing and seeing. And it leads you forward in a prosperity. Looking at what you need to do right now is going to be more important than putting on your table like everything that needs to be done for months and months in advance. So just being aware of that is super important here. Kind of like take it week by week, set out your plan. That is going to be that's going to be a game changer during this time. This sense of prosperity, the sense of success, and also the sense of, I can do this. Like you might have somebody help you organize, or you might be utilizing AI for that, but you are doing this in order to achieve what it is that you want. And you have a lot of work ahead of you, Virgo. Just because the seeds were planted and brought forward a harvest, that harvest also has to come in. In medieval times, if you had a really good rain while you were supposed to be harvesting the crops, okay, they could all rot in the field. And what was a terrific harvest becomes worthless. So being aware of that is really important here. It moves you then to the devil energy. The devil energy is the environment that you're in. It's kind of like the energy that is around you. What you're going to see is that it's really easy to fall into fear during this time. There's a lot of fear mongering going around that we can just see in media, but there's also this sense of fear. Like, can I do this? Can I move forward? Right? You'll look at things and be like, the devil's in the details, right? Let me get this just perfect. Getting it done is going to be more important than getting it perfect. You get it done and you do it well. That is an important thing. With the devil energy, this is Capricorn energy, which is December 22nd to January 19th. There is a sense here of connecting with chaos. Not everything can be controlled. And that's going to be really important. Because there's the sense before of like, I can control everything. If I can make everything just so, then it will be perfect. It will be great. And now during this time, as you're stepping forward, you're like, there are going to be outside factors that come into play. And you're going to find that the way that you prepare for things is going to be much more grounded, much more logical, much more money-based, okay, during this time, and it's also releasing any anger or fear you have around money. Kind of like money is the root of all evil, or if you were in a relationship and a person utilized money against you, you're really looking at things during this time and like, no, I'm not having that happen ever again. Or you were raised by somebody who utilized money as a weapon against their partner. You're going to be looking at this and like, no, I'm not doing this. You're breaking chains that once held you back and had you in fear. And now you're moving forward in prosperity, in success, in determination, in focus, and in insight. It moves you then to the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is prosperity. Okay. Well, that sounds odd to say because Spirit just had it come out of my mouth. And I was like, how is the Seven of Wands prosperity? And it is that sense of I can fight, I am determined, and I am focused. This is mine. But this is the hopes and fears. Like the fear is that I'm always going to be fighting. And in a way, and I don't mean this to be draining on you, in a way you are. In a way, you're always going to be claiming what it is that you want and moving forward in the energy of this is what I want to create. It will drain my cup, right? And that's why you also need to fill that cup. You need to fill that cup with your passion. You need to fill that cup with your determination. You need to fill that cup with your focus, but you also need to take care of you because people will attack and attack until you're worn down and then they'll step in and they'll take your place, right? Because if you keep on working, unbelievable hours and coming in all the time, then when you burn out, they'll be like, oh, I can step in. Even though they might have very well been the ones that were like, oh, no, you should keep on going. You should keep on doing this. Burn the candle at both ends. You've got this, right? You have to fight for it. And now stepping back and saying, no, I have to maintain it. But I already claim my prosperity and my success. And I don't have to fight and I don't have to prove anymore. And it moves you then to being a student of your passion. It moves you then to looking at things during this time and saying, this is what I'm building. This is what I want. This is what's important to me. This is what I'm looking for. Spirit is going to be sending you messages around your passion, around what you are working towards, how you are working, what you are building, what you want within your life. And it's going to be kind of extraordinary, right? There is an apprehension during this time where you can freeze up and be like, I don't know how to move forward, or you can easily burn out. That's why Spirit is saying, hey, take care of yourself. Make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking care of you, because that will be the first thing to go during this time, Virgo. What you are looking at is grounding yourself, centering yourself, but also embracing a child's curiosity, and that whimsy and that wonder of children, where nothing is impossible. I have this expanse of possibilities before me. And also, you kind of don't understand work. Like if you're a lucky kid, you're sitting there and you're like, listen, I'm going to be an astronaut dinosaur hunter. And you say it with the absolute sincerity and belief that that can be true. And then you realize, okay, well, being an astronaut takes a lot of time, right? And being an archaeologist takes a lot of time. Like we have to choose one. What you're going to see here is that you're looking at your passion. You're looking at what it is that you want. You're looking at you and saying, what am I pouring my 10,000 hours into? What am I driving towards for success, prosperity, and abundance? And as you do so, there's a healing, but there's also a sense of connecting with your sacral chakra, right? Connecting with that creative, sensual energy within you to say, this is where I stand and this is how I take up space. And you do so as a student, as a person who is perpetually learning and gaining new information, gaining new ideas, and growing and expanding in exponential ways during this time. It moves you then to your spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. The white light. There's a healing going on when it comes to money, when it comes to career. You're working hard towards building your success. I see the money coming in. The career-wise, you've been battered and bruised. You have to be kind to yourself, but you have to recognize your strengths. It will be very easy during this time to feel vulnerable and to say, you know what, that person's really strong. I should be more like them. Instead of saying, I lost my way somewhere along the way, and I tried to be like everybody else who was successful because I didn't have the faith in me anymore. Like I lost it because things got hard and I got hit after hit after hit, and it was overwhelming and it was upsetting because I can feel that upsetness. I can feel that overwhelm. And I'm sorry you went through that. But now it is the time that you're reclaiming your strength and your power. It moves you then to your chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is inspiration. This is the sacral chakra coming forward, just like Spirit was saying before. And the sacral chakra is being inspired. It's letting yourself be inspired. It's letting yourself break boundaries and open joys. It brings you then to your energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the star. This is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. But this is like letting your mind get out of hand, okay? So what that means is that the imagining of things can be more real than than actually doing them. Meaning, I don't know how to, no, it's like the fear of something becomes more real than the actuality of something. The star is the hazy thought of it. And during this time, you can think of all the possibilities of the ways that things can go wrong, Aquarius, and that will devastate you. It will stop you in your tracks. Did I say Aquarius? Virgo. Because this Aquarius energy here is not playing into your strengths. It's playing into the boogeyman hiding behind your bed or under your bed, or the shadows that lurk that are going to, like, snatch you away. And that's not true. So here it is this sense of embracing you and staying in the right here, the right now. That's why the Nine of Pentacles comes in. And it's like, ground yourself right here, right now. Don't overthink it. Go after it. Do hard work. Go after what it is that you want. And just keep on going forward. It moves you then to your subconscious spirit message, which is relax. Let yourself relax. Let yourself calm down. Do things that are relaxing for you, that are centering for you. It brings you then to determination. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's trusting your gut, and it's knowing that you are driven to achieve so much more. And you're going to be like, wow, this is really overwhelming, right? It has been so hard. And it's because it has been. Salmon swimming upstream, it's hard. It's hard. And yet they do that migration every year. And there's a sense here of, I'm going through this hard time. I'm going through this struggle, because it is forging me into something greater. And it's also letting you see what you really want when it comes to money, when it comes to career, when it comes to your success. You're now moving forward with a solidification of, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, and this is who I am. And nothing and no one is going to stop me. You've been tested. Now you're following your gut forward. It moves you then to be mindful of the Nine of Pentacles. That's that same sense. When the Nine of Pentacles comes in and says, hey, be mindful of this energy, it's this sense of looking towards the past, looking towards the future, looking at the past, looking towards the future, and saying, these things are more real than where I stand right now. And Spirit is saying here, embrace where you stand right now and what it is that you need to build. And it brings you then to the Hermit. And this is you, Virgo. You are represented by the Hermit in the Major Arcana. You come through as the Queen of Pentacles in the Minor Arcana, and that is beautiful. That's you in the Minor Arcana, and now you're here in the Major Arcana coming forward. You're very prevalent in your career, in what it is that you want. Step out of fear and step into what you desire. But it's quieting yourself and it's centering yourself. It's shedding your skin and it's going after where it is that you want to be, meaning that you are reinventing yourself during this time. You've also taken a lot of hits, sitting quietly and looking at what you want instead of sitting quietly and like licking your wounds and being like, wow, that was so hard. But sitting there and saying, kind of like a prize fighter, like, yeah, that match was hard. I don't really know anything about prize fighting, so I think this is an interesting analogy. But like, yeah, that match was hard and I took a lot of hits, but man, do I know what to do now. I've studied it. I've got it. And you might not be perfect, okay? But you've survived. And now it's time for you to thrive. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May prosperity always be with you. If you're listening during the time that this reading came out, happy holidays. If you are not, then I wish you all the very best where you are in your life right now. Check out my Patreon. Check out my website. I love you all. Bye.